Hey, I'm Butterfly.
Hey, I'm Firefly.
Have you ever wondered if we aren't being told the truth about everything?
What have we been lied to about? Join us as we have conversations and ask questions about everything. We invite you to keep an open mind and consider the unfathomable.
Let's break the chains that enslave our minds. Come on, let's go down the rabbit hole.
What's up, Butterfly?
Hey, Firefly, what's
Sorry.
up?
Oh, so we began talking about liberal hippies
Yeah.
and how they kind of did a weird progression from like free love to get your shots or die.
It happened over the course of like what, 50 years?
50 years. It took about 50 years.
Yeah.
And so now,
Uh, you know what? I just need to make a point there though,
oh,
because the whole master evil plan
yeah,
that sort of shows how it's a long game.
it is.
They've been planning all this stuff for 50 to 100 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so the liberal hippies is a really good little slice of where you can see that how that progressed.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Because, well, my running thesis, and I could be wrong, but my running thesis is that when they killed Kennedy, um, the people from 1948 who worship Satan, they took over this country
Yeah.
and they worship Satan.
Yeah.
So Satan kind of began controlling our country in 1963. And what the messaging that Satan gave them back then is different than the messaging now, but Satan is doesn't get old and he's
Yeah.
not passing away with time.
Right.
He's there every day. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if that was 50 years ago. He was still controlling the people back then, and
Right.
now he's just given them different marching orders now.
Exactly.
And we've also talked about how people who are in the cult, they can contradict themselves no problem. Like they can go, but wait a minute, I was all about free love and not these like confining restraints of Christian values. And now they're like, no, 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 you don't get to speak.
Yeah. And you do what we tell you
Yeah.
and shut up.
Shut up.
Hmm.
And also, if we tell you to get stabbies and wear masks,
Then that's what you need to do.
you do
You
that
don't question
and
it.
you don't.
So, yeah, so we talked a lot in part one about the liberal hippies, but
There's an antithesis.
there's the antithesis. And that is those are the conservative zombies.
Conservative zombies. Let's unpack that
Okay.
because they've kind of totally had to drink Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
So the conservative zombie is somebody who essentially these days they're a Trump supporter.
Hmm.
And that's what the conservative zombie is.
Right.
But the conservative zombie, if they're old enough, like oh if it's a boomer,
Hmm.
they thought G.W. Bush was a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
good. He's doing good things. No,
No.
that dude was totally satanic.
He was, yeah, he was like wasn't he running the CIA and
Well, I
doing
think his whole, like, so when I look at somebody like him, I'm thinking, now I'm a bad person. Every president that we've had since they killed Kennedy has been a puppet that they control.
Hmm.
And they all have their role that moves the agenda forward.
Right.
What was GW's role was I'm going to usher in 9/11. I'm
Hmm.
in bed with those people from 1948. I'm going to turn a blind eye. I'm going to let them do 9/11. Why? Because not only is it trauma based mind control, but then we get to usher in the Patriot Act.
Right. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you're talking about the second George Bush.
GW.
Yeah, GW. So, but the first one,
Oh, he was,
he was super evil.
oh, totally.
He was the one
He
that
ran the CIA.
he ran the CIA.
Well, the
Yeah.
word around the campfire is he was involved with the assassination of Kennedy, too.
Yeah, totally. So, it's interesting because when you said Bush, I was initially just thinking of the first one, and I started thinking about the Trump followers now, and what kind of comes to mind is that the conservatives are really like whatever their person is saying, they're like hardcore into it. You know what I mean? So G.W. Bush was all about like, oh, after 9/11 we had to have the Patriot Act, and everybody supported that. All the conservatives are supporting Trump now. And it's like they're hardcore
And
into
very
whatever.
similarly, Trump is ushering in Palantir the way that Bush ushered in the Patriot Act.
Right. And people,
And this big, beautiful bill that's getting passed,
what's that all about?
I bet you there's fine print in there that's going to be removing a lot of our civil liberties.
I think so too. But the conservative zombies are going to be on board with it because it's coming in under Trump.
What do the conservative zombies have in common with the liberal hippies? They do whatever Satan tells them to do,
Yeah.
and they don't care if it contradicts them.
And if it's being told to them by their leader, then they're okay with it.
Sirhan,
Mm-hmm.
he was compliant.
Right.
Come here, do this, and they do it. Because why? What causes you to become compliant, I think, is being terrified.
Yeah.
You're like, I better suck up to the money and the power.
And you need somebody to tell you what to do.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And I think people can't help but be seduced by money and power
Right.
and will do anything for money and power. And so they become immoral, bottomless pits. Now, conservatives claim to be Christians, but some Christians are immoral, bottomless pits,
Right.
you know? And they also drink Kool-Aid.
They do. I mean, sadly, a lot of them, they need to be told what to do. And so they end up doing what their preachers or pastors are saying. And a lot of the pastors are guiding them off another cliff
What's
altogether,
one of the
serving Kool-Aid.
what's one of the big Kool-Aids that's served by the conservative influencers? It's we need to support that country from 1948 no matter what.
Right. That's a big one right now.
That's a big one
So
right
they
now.
don't even question it. And I've actually had conversations with some friends who are like, are they doing something bad? Like, we're supposed to support them. They're our biggest ally. And I'm like, why? And
Why?
they can't answer that question. They're like, well,
Are they doing something bad? Well, they killed Kennedy. They did 9/11. They control our healthcare system. They control our education system. They control our media. They have an APAC handler that controls all of our Congress. And dude, I watched this one. I'm only calling you a dude. You're
I
not
know.
a
Why are you
dude.
doing that?
It's dude. See, dude is a kind of a it's kind of a useful word. You can do it. What I mean is gnarly. Like, pay attention to this.
Okay.
So they had this one black lady who ran for office down in, I think it was Georgia or South Carolina, and she ran for office back in 2005. And she's kind of like Diamond in Silk. She's one of these black ladies who I love her.
Uh-huh.
She is conservative, but you know what it is she's somebody who was talking from her heart.
Mm.
And what I've noticed about, like, I've been lied to, and there's so many fake people that when somebody's honest and talks from the heart, it's refreshing, and I immediately catch on to it.
Mm.
And I can tell, wow, that person, like Mike Edon,
Yeah,
they're being
totally.
honest, and
Yeah. Yeah.
that's how she was.
Mm-hmm.
And so she was talking about her congressional run.
Oh.
So she started to gain traction,
Mm-hmm.
and she got a visit from somebody who she didn't really know that said, "Oh, no, no, good, good, good. Yeah, we're so glad that you're running. Here, we just need you to sign this waiver that says that you'll do whatever your APAC handler says that you'll do. And then we're going to fund your campaign, and you're going to be one of our big people on the Hill."
Wow.
And she said, But no, 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 no." She goes, I'm going to vote my conscience on the Hill, and I don't know. I'm not going to submit to having a handler." And they said,
Too bad.
"I'm so sorry. So, well then, we're going to go ahead and financially support your opponent, and I'm sorry, we're going to destroy you and your family." And
Wow.
they did.
That's Satan.
They destroyed her and her family
Wow.
through political campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what's going on. And so when somebody says, "Well, what's Israel doing?" Well, they do everything behind cloak and daggers,
Right.
you know?
And when people say they're our biggest ally,
What?
I say, why?
Why?
Why? What have they done for us?
Well, like Janet Jackson
We fight
says.
all their wars for
What's the
them.
Janet Jackson song say?
What have you done for me lately?
Show me. I think
Yeah.
she's saying that came out before the nipple thing at the She had to do the nipple thing because that had been like 10 years ago.
That was kind of her, like, cry for, like, a comeback, I
Can
think.
I be in the
Yeah,
spotlight just one more time? I'm
yeah.
40.
I'll show my nipple.
I'm 40. I'm pretty much going to go into obscurity. She probably lives in Antarctica now.
Probably.
But anyways, she says, "What have you done for me lately? Did it, did,
Yeah,
did." That's what I'd like to know. I'd like to ask that to Bibi Netanyahu.
right.
What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
No, no, but we got you mired in a 20-year war in Iraq and Afghanistan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What did you do for me?
So, I think the kind of the funny thing is that the liberal hippies and the conservative zombies are actually like kind of the same thing. You know what I mean?
They're two
Just
sides of
on,
the same coin.
yeah, just on separate sides, but they're both doing the same thing.
No, you're right.
You know,
That's it.
they're following their leader. And actually, what we've been talking about is the leaders are really all headed in the same direction. They're just marketing their plan in different ways to promote to their individual bases.
And you're making me think.
Hmm.
Trump's playing a role,
Hmm.
and he's the clean bleeder.
Yeah, our leader is a clean leader.
He is the man in the arena, the impervious hero, and he's fighting the good fight. And that's what the conservatives have all drunk that Kool-Aid now.
Right.
Couldn't they can't come to the terms with the fact that
That maybe their leader is not really who he says he is.
Trump gets emails from Satan every day. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't think Trump does anything of his own accord. I think he is closely micromanaged by Satan. So the whole crux of it is you've got conservatives and liberals fighting each other, but they're controlled by the same cult.
Right.
And that's the Cloward and Piven thing.
Hmm.
It's well, like remember you were talking about this? You're like everything that Trump does, the cobalt blue Trump supporters love.
Hmm.
But what about like the liberal hippies? They hate everything Trump does.
Right.
Like Trump could come out and cure cancer and they'd be
Yeah.
like, I don't care. What right do you have to take away my cancer? You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of like so that to me is a completely inorganic dialectic.
Right.
Like a dialectic is two sides. Like it's a well, like a dialectic is when people are having a debate and you have your opinion, I have my opinion, and we both kind of state our case, and then you're supposed to kind of determine which side you kind of fall into.
Hmm.
That's kind of that dialectic though is false because they're both saying the same thing at a different sides of the same mouth.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, they both want us in the same place.
yeah.
The end game is the same, but they have to market it differently to appeal to the separate groups.
Well, because we've talked about this, there's a lot of different types of Kool-Aid.
Hmm.
Like there's a lot of different types of walkers.
Yeah.
Walkers are of every stripe. Like there's homeless walkers. I've seen them for sure.
Yeah.
But there's rich walkers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's liberal walkers.
Yeah.
But there's conservative walkers.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's gay walkers and there's straight walkers.
Yeah.
And then there's walkers who are white males. And then there's walkers that are lesbians.
Yeah.
So there's it doesn't matter what your political bent is, there's a different predicate. It's you're a follower.
Exactly.
You're a follower and you're just going along with what your cult leader is telling you. And your cult leader, maybe that can be influencer, you know?
There's a lot of different cult leaders. Yeah.
Russell Brand is a perfect example.
Yeah.
He's somebody who kind of has like an audience
Hmm.
and he takes so like how many listeners do you think he gets a day? Like 250,000, 300,000, maybe?
Probably.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good chunk of people.
Right.
So he takes those 300,000 people and he's guiding them and saying, if you're going to keep listening to me, here's some of the assumptions that you're going to have to accept.
Hmm.
And they do. Otherwise, they wouldn't stop listening. Otherwise, he stopped listening.
Right.
If you're no longer on board, you're going to stop listening.
That's true.
So they want to keep you on board. And I think what it is Russell Brand is serving Kool-Aid, but so is Katy Perry.
Mhm.
But the Kool-Aid has the same ingredients that Satan was like, yes, yes, no, here. And then here, yeah, Katie, you
Mhm.
and Russell Brand, even though you guys are married, now you guys are kind of separate, but you
Are
guys,
they married?
they were married. They
Oh.
were, but now they're kind of separate.
Mhm.
So so Russell Brand is now he's a Christian and
Yeah.
he's left the cult. That's his talking point. But no,
No.
he's still in the cult. He's playing his part.
And what about Joe Rogan? Another one.
Joe Rogan, we've talked about. Joe Rogan really badly wants to be in the cult. I think that he will do anything to be in the cult, but Satan has been like, "Oh, okay, all right, but
You you
you
need
know,
to jump through a few more hoops first.
yeah, you have your show, but like I like using your show just as kind of like a distraction. Because if you think about it, Joe Rogan is like where you go hear nothing.
Yeah.
You get 3 hours of Chris Robinson's sexual exploits and how much he likes Jamaica and how he's an armchair occultist.
Yeah.
That's what people tune into Joe Rogan for. So he'll have Peter Thiel on and he'll be all enamored. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we need carbon taxes.
Yeah.
So I don't think Joe Rogan is serving Kool-Aid, but I think he's a limited hangout.
Uh-huh.
That's what he is. He's where you go hang out and you hear nothing. And people want that.
Yeah.
Because if you're blue pilled, you don't really want to hear deep truth.
No.
I remember this girl I used to work with at Trader Joe's. I worked at Trader Joe's 25 years ago,
Mhm.
28 to 25 years ago. So I started in 97 and I worked there till 2000. And this girl that I worked with there, I was like flirting with her
Mhm.
and she was like considering like, letting me whatever. So um she said something though. She goes, "You're really intense.
Oh.
You're intense." I think blue pilled people don't want
They don't like intense.
intense. What does that mean? It's like
It's
truths.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's truths that they don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
I think people put
It's
blinders on.
it's more comfortable to just put your slippers on and watch Netflix,
Yeah,
you know?
because you're not going to be confronted with anything that makes you kind of burst your bubble.
Yeah. Question things.
I think I burst people's bubble.
Yeah.
I think I hate bubbles. I think that's what I've learned. The Hegelian dialectic is predicated on bubbles. So just like you're talking about, the conservative zombie and the liberal hippie, they're both in bubbles.
Right.
And those bubbles are manipulated.
And they need to stay inside their bubbles. Yeah.
And bubbles are dangerous.
Right.
I think one of the probably goals of our show is to burst people's bubbles.
I know.
I think that's what we have to do.
Are we bubble bursters?
I think that's it. Because
Bursting
so
bubbles.
what's the white pill? So we always have a white pill.
Right.
What's the white pill? If you burst everybody's bubble, then there's not going to be all this division. And then we might be able to come together and talk about the real enemy, which is this cult. And then they have no more power. The only reason the cult has power is because of you use this word. What happens when someone capitulates? They give themselves over to it.
The virtue signaling?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but there was a word that you use, and I'm so stupid I can't remember it. But it's like when you allow yourself to be okay, I'm gonna allow myself to go along with this.
Mm.
That's what the bubble people are doing. They're um they're allowing themselves to go along with it.
You put this like really colorful image in my head. I actually like picture like these giant bubbles and like
Yeah.
on one in one bubble it's all the liberal hippies and I can
Yep.
see their faces and in the other bubble I can see the conservative zombies
That's it.
and then butterfly and firefly come along and we like pop them
Yeah.
and then everybody gets mixed together.
Everybody gets mixed
Yeah,
together. And then they go, wait a minute, because once you burst the bubble, now the lies are no longer affecting you.
right.
That's the white pill.
Yeah.
Because these people are swallowing lies.
Mm-hmm.
Liberal hippies are swallowing lies. Conservatives are swallowing lies. So I think that's the white pill. We need to burst people's bubbles. Why am I intense? What she was like, no, you're
You're
intense.
too intense.
It's because I say
I
stuff.
like somebody a little more mellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want somebody shallow and kind of stupid.
I like to keep things surface.
Shallow and stupid.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not
Vapid.
shallow. I'm not shallow and stupid. I'm
Hmm.
gonna ask like questions and maybe I'm not gonna drink Kool-Aid. That's another thing too, is you have to drink Kool-Aid to be in a bubble.
Yeah, because you have to drink that Kool-Aid so that you're under cognitive dissonance, right?
Because what do
You
bubble people have to do? They have to say Elon's bad. No, Elon's good. No, Elon's bad.
and just like kind of ignore what's actually happening, you know?
Operation Warp Speed was good.
Yeah,
Think about how much Kool-Aid you gotta drink to come to that conclusion.
right.
I still support Trump. Wait a second. He did Operation Warp Speed. Yeah. No, we need to do that.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
fast tracked through all the red tape. We didn't do any of the testing. That was a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah. Like they'll just kind of like justify
Anything.
really gnarly stuff,
Yeah.
you know? Like, oh yeah, well we had to do that.
Yeah.
That was
There's
necessary.
an excuse for everything.
You know?
Those are the conservative zombies.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And so I think that's the white pill. You got to burst people's bubble because once you burst people's bubble, then they're not going to be capitulating to this cult. The cult only has as much power as we give them.
Exactly. This is what we keep saying, we can't comply and there's more of us. So,
I wish I could remember the word. You said the word. It's
I-
when you give yourself over and you just say, okay, you're right. I was kind of resistant, but now I'm just, and it's not capitulate. It's another word, but
gosh, I don't know which one you're talking
I'll
about.
think about it. It's
I'll
one of those
think
things. I
about
got a
it.
brain fart, but
I know.
that's what's going on. Satan and the cult only have as much power as we give them. So that's the white pill. If we can burst people's bubbles and
Yeah.
get them out of this bubble, then they'll realize that we're not fighting each other. Our enemies aren't each other.
No.
My enemy is not some dude who works on Wall Street or some liberal hippie who's got blue hair.
Right.
Neither of those human beings are my enemy. My enemy is the cult and the cult puppet masters who are playing everybody against each other and micromanaging everything.
Exactly.
So I think that's it,
That's perfect.
you know?
I mean, um, I just I really wanted to talk about this for a while because I know we keep bringing up the liberal hippies, but we had to also address the other side to the coin.
Makes me think of people like Cruz. What's his first name?
Yeah, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz, or
Yeah,
who's the guy? Little Marco. Uh,
Marco Rubio.
Marco Rubio. Yeah,
Yeah.
these guys, you can tell by looking at them.
Or what about Lindsey Graham?
Lindsey Graham.
Oh my
When
God.
you look at these guys, you can tell that they will do anything and say anything to be in
Yeah.
the cult.
Even Ron DeSantis.
Yeah.
I mean, he seemed like he was going to be great, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, he starts flipping around too, and
I
you
think
know,
I'm a bad person. All these guys sell their souls
yeah,
and then they play a role.
and they do whatever they're told.
And DeSantis he's another one of those guys who comes out and goes, yeah. No, COVID was, yeah. No, you don't have to wear masks. And then everyone's supposed to go, oh, he's a good guy.
Hmm.
But then he's ushering in Palantir.
Right.
And dude, have you ever seen um, DeSantis go and suck up to those people from 1948?
Oh yeah,
They control him.
they totally control him.
So if anybody's sucking up to that country from 1948, they're our enemy. It doesn't matter if he was against the cooties. It's kind of like, what's that one girl, that one lady who ran for office, and she's one of those people from 1948, and she's always on the scene, and she was on Alex Jones a few times. Remember? And she ran for Congress down in Florida, and she's kind of an influencer. She has a bunch of followers.
Oh, Laura Loomer.
Laura Loomer.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
Laura Loomer, and you can trust me. I'm a conservative.
right.
I agree with you, but I'm
Yeah.
in that country from 1948. But I agree with you. No, if you're in that country from 1948, you're
Yeah.
not a friend of mine.
No, I mean, the way I see it is if you're in a position of power in this country, or you're any kind of politician or somebody running
Or how about an influencer in Hollywood?
influencer in Hollywood, whatever, your allegiance should be to this country. You should not have dual allegiance. You know
I
what I
know.
mean? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. Like you're leading the people of this country. Why would you have, why are you
I have dual citizenship.
why do you have dual citizenship and why would you have allegiance to another country?
I play for the Dodgers and the
And
Angels.
yeah,
And sometimes I have to go bat for both teams in
it
the same game.
it just doesn't even make sense. And I don't know why people have been brainwashed into this mindset that that's the way we're supposed to be and that it's okay,
Well, I was
you
thinking
know?
about that because I think that those people from 1948 took over this country in 1963.
Hmm.
Most people have been brainwashed their whole lives.
Yeah,
And if you ever say, even to just bring up that country from 1948, makes a lot of people just shut down
think
and
it
go, "You're a bad person. Stop talking to me."
right. But they could at least answer that one simple question, which is,
What have you done for me lately?
what have you but if somebody's like running departments and running major important positions in our country, they should be
Like Chuck
our
Schumer.
country should be first.
Chuck Schumer is the top senator on the Democratic Party,
Hmm.
and he has dual citizenship.
That doesn't make any sense.
And Albert Bourla, who runs Pfizer, has dual citizenship. So, and I'm starting to think that Israel doesn't really have my best interest at
Why did these people have dual citizenship? Like how many people do you know? Like how many friends do you know personally that have dual citizenship?
nobody.
Why do you need that?
Nobody.
It's not like a common thing. You know what
No.
I mean?
No, I think what it is they say, okay, well, you have to pay allegiance to that country from 1948, otherwise you don't get to have your money and power anymore.
Hmm.
And so they just go, okay. See, a lot of people stand for nothing. You
Right.
offer them money and power, they go, okay,
I know.
that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I wish I could think of that word. It's not, it's bugging me now. But anyways, that's what they do. They say, I'll do anything for money and power. And because we've had so many people that will do anything for money and power, that now we've been completely hijacked. We've been taken over. And the good news is if people stop doing that, we can take our country back.
Totally. So is that the white pill?
I think that's the light bill. So I'm glad we did this because what we did was we kind of unpacked the liberal hippies
And
and
the
the
conservative
conservative slumpies,
zombies.
and we talked about how Satan emails both of their influencers.
Right.
They're both just influenced by the same.
And I think they put out the same script to both sides, but they just kind of tweak the language a little bit so
Yeah.
it'll appeal to each side.
Like, okay,
You know
so
what I
if
mean?
you ever talk to somebody who's in the CNN, MSNBC cult, and you say, "Oh no," you'll say, "Well, I don't agree with Earth Mod."
Hmm.
They'll go, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter." So
Yeah.
immediately, if you don't agree with me, you're with them.
Right.
That's the paradigm.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily see what you and I are saying is no, 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 no. I'm not in that bubble, and I'm not in your bubble. I
Yeah.
don't want to be in a bubble. I burst your bubble.
Yeah. That's exactly it. We're bubble
We're
bursters.
bubble bursters in the
Yeah.
best way.
But in a good way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to play that game when I was a little kid. Did you ever blow bubbles?
Yeah. I
And you
love
just
them.
blow bubbles, you go
Yeah.
pop them.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I did.
I
I wanted to go pop them.
so you were that like bratty kid that would like
Yeah,
pop my bubbles.
maybe that was like a premonition of my future.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
like
a bubble burster.
I'm gonna be a bubble burster when I grow up. Some people are gonna work with sharks. Some
Yeah.
people are gonna be professional baseball players. I'm gonna be a bubble burster.
You're a professional bubble
That's what
burster.
I do.
I love it.
Let's do it.
It was good talking to you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye.